Greetings, I'm Maxwell George Beblar, and we're here today to talk about my art piece that I do for this project. It's here right in front of you. I made a poem. It's called The Man's Walk, and so I say the first step is probably let's just read it ourselves. I'm gonna read it aloud. You can follow at your own pace. All right. A Man's Walk by Maxwell Beblar. A man walks. He searches, and he comes to a town. He asks, "What is a man? What defines him? His actions, his words, or his thoughts? What defines a man, and what he is?" They say, evil and good, black and white, this is what defines a man. He queries, which is man, bad or good? Is he one or the other, or maybe both? One says man is violent and dangerous and can never be good. Man is held in check only by the laws. Man is an animal. While another says man is flawed. Man can be bad and evil. Man, however, can be redeemed and made perfect. Which is correct? The man will never know, but will always keep searching, always seeking the answer that doesn't exist. So the man walks on eternal roads of an endless hell, damned to find the answer he cannot find, and never will. So take your moment to think about that while I get some things set up real quick. And now I'm back. Alright, so let's kind of go through the process that I did to come up with this piece of art. Well, it was kind of me just sitting around thinking what I'm going to do for this art piece because I'm not necessarily the best at art. But I can just sometimes write stuff and it sounds good. So one time in class, I thought of maybe doing a poem. So I just started typing, and then it started making more sense to me as it went along. So that's kind of how it went along. Not how it went along, how it eventually came into fruition. I just came up with the idea of doing this poem, which I think is pretty good. But hey, I guess I kind of gotta think that. Now, kind of what is the man's walk is kind of like it's a story, and the man represents humanity as a whole, and this walk he has to do is kind of like us searching for what is the essence of humanity, what is the meaning of being a human. And along this way, he comes to a town, and there he is met. He asks a question. The question is, what defines a man? And they say evil and good, black and white. But he asks, which is it? And it shows how it's meant to show how in society we view things. Well, we've come up with we have many answers, not one answer to this question. Such as one will say a man is violent and dangerous. This is similar to the ideas of Hobbes and Tuzu that the Confucius Husuntus. I'm sorry pronouncing his name wrong, but yes, they viewed man as bad, and that the only thing that kept him from doing even worse bad were the laws that society had created to keep him contained. That's what this area of the poem represents, at least. And this area represents more of the ideas of Menaeus and some of kind of Locke's ideas as well, a little, but not that much. Mainly Menaeus, how man can be bad, but he is innately good, and can be redeemed and made perfect, which is a idea that I feel like you never hear that often. And the idea that this man is trying to find the one answer that is correct, but he can never find it. And I feel as if that question for us as humanity is kind of like a torment because it makes us feel as if we are never complete, that we are always searching for this thing that can never be found. It's kind of like we've been damned to eternal hell for it. And we can't get to heaven unless we find the answer to this question. Now, how I used this in my essay was a bit different because in the essay when I talked about the other works, I talked more about how what they viewed humanity was and how what their answer was. However, I used this as kind of the jumping point from in my opening paragraph in my hook. I use this as kind of grabbing attention, and I went into more detail in a paragraph on its own. But I kind of use this as the middle ground kind of idea. Like this is what we're trying to find the answer towards, and I feel like it's one we can never find. Basically, the idea is that my entire piece is kind of, well, my entire essay is focused around this poem in a way, because this poem is focused around the idea of the essential question of what is the essence of humanity. And I personally, this essay kind of reflects my, not this essay, this poem kind of reflects my personal view on what the essence of humanity is. That there is not necessarily an answer to this. There is no essence of humanity because humanity is just too unpredictable. That we have no set nature. We are not innately good. We are not innately bad. We are just what we are. And what we are is determined, I feel like, through multiple factors that can never truly be determined. But this is how I feel. Maybe you feel differently. Who knows? But yeah, this is basically just the process I went to create my poem. Again, I think it's pretty cool, but hey, maybe you think it's worse. But that's not. It doesn't matter. But yep, that's it. And thank you for listening.